Welcome to allwithmygear.com. Today we are reviewing Evangola State Park, which is located upstate New York on a gorgeous Lake Erie. Evangola State Park, it seems like a really nice park. It's a small size compared to one major parks like the Smokies, well, obviously, but even like a Bear Mountain. But it's just big enough for you to get in and not hear any traffic or people. The campgrounds themselves are separated into two parts. They would have tent sites and then have RV sites. RV camperman, yeah, that stuff. Now, the tent sites are basically equivalent of when you're camping out on a festival. It's one big field with a couple of trees and tents everywhere, and you get as much privacy and seclusion and serenity at these particular campgrounds as you would in Chinatown in any major city. Yeah, that means you get none of it. None of it. There's one more of a secluded campground in woods, but I wouldn't recommend you even getting it because all the people that are camping out on that field and that campground is empty, bathroom's a little walk. What do people do? They go in the woods and pee. So it probably smells like urine. And there's another semi-secluded one right next to the lake. It's beautiful, but the lake, it's fenced off. So even though you have these beautiful campgrounds right next to the lake, and you suffer with it because of the cold wind chills during the night and during the evening, you can't even enjoy the view because you have a fence, and then you have a lake. It's kind of disappointing. I am not a big fan of going to campgrounds where I don't need to store my food away into a car, mainly because then I know the wildlife doesn't show up, investigating whether it's squirrel, skunks, deer, bear, whatever. The reason I don't like it because I go out to nature, I want to see nature. And this is one of those campgrounds where you don't need to put your food away. In fact, you can't even park next to your tent site. You come in, you unload, and then you have to use parking. You have to drive and park your car, and you would have state troopers come in the middle of the night and tell you to move your car to the parking lot. For me, that defeats the purpose. This is the first campground I've gone to that has this kind of thing. I don't understand it, and to tell you the truth, I don't want to understand it. I am at a campground. I like to camp out my car, and anything, I could like to use my car as a barrier from other people who are camping out 2 feet away from my tent. Do expect to be awakened at 8:30 or 9 a.m. with a bunch of kids running around in between people's campsites and screaming on top of the lungs. I understand people go camping with their children, but if I did that, my dad would smack the hell out of me because you don't just go running around through people's tent sites at 9 o'clock in the morning screaming. In fact, you never do that, really. You play in your little area and you be respectful to other people's privacy, other people's stay there. It's not a playground, but I was woken up this morning on a children's playground other than a camping retreat by a lake in nature. Do some driving in the park, as I mentioned before. Go to your spot, park it, take the car back. If you forgot something, you either walk. If it's too heavy, you have to drive back, unload it, load other things in. It's a hassle. It's a hassle. It's more nicer to have a car near your tent. It's just more convenient. Do not expect go swimming in Lake Erie near the campground. They do have a beach further in. I haven't investigated where it is because it's August, and for some reason it's really cold upstate in August. The temperature dropped down to 50 degrees yesterday at night. Bathrooms are decently clean. I believe they have 2 facilities in here, one by the check-in and a second one by the RVs. I've been going to the one by the check-in. It's not bad. The showers are okay. They have 2 shower stalls, 1 toilet stall, and 1 urinal for men, and 2 sinks. I'm assuming it's the same thing for women, just 2 stalls, 2 showers, and 2 sinks. So if you are camping out in tents and you go on, for your morning wash and toilet use, do you expect to be waiting in the line for other people to use it because it is quite small? Nature, it's okay. There's nothing really special besides the lake, obviously. Serenity, you get zero, zit, none. No privacy, no serenity. There's no animals here, really. We did see a couple of deer driving through the middle of the night, but they're further into the park. Activities, they do have a little trails here and there. Even though you have this big lake, you cannot fish on it. They do have a little catch and release pond where I seen, kids going and doing with their parents and fishing, and I think that's kind of cool. But nothing sustainable for dinner. So the major activity would be is do what I did, drive up here, camp overnight, and then drive to Canada and enjoy the Niagara Falls and enjoy Toronto and then drive back because there's nothing really to do around here. If you have a boat, there's a marina over there somewhere and you could take your boat out on a beautiful Lake Erie. But if you don't have a boat, then you can't, obviously. Overall, Campground has a pit stop on your way to Buffalo from south, or on your way to Niagara Falls, on your way to Toronto. Not bad. Even comes with an alarm clock in the morning. If you come here just to spend a weekend, enjoy the nature, I would not recommend it. I originally was planning to go to Letchworth, which is about 3 hour drive from here going east, which is supposed to be a beautiful park. I heard many things about it. I just couldn't book a spot. But check out that park first. Thanks for checking out my video. Make sure to check out outwithmygear.com for more reviews, pictures, and videos of different campgrounds, trails, and gear. Make sure you like and subscribe. If you have any comments or questions, do leave them. I do respond as soon as I can. Thanks. Have a good one.